Vegans!
Veganism.
Some days ago, SV3RIGE uploaded a video called Arguing with Vegans on the Vegan Summer Festival 2019. And I honestly don't know if I should laugh or should cry. It just shows you what kind of morons, jerks, assholes the carnivore crowd consists of. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, and yeah, I don't know what I should say about this. I mean, people say that vegans are the aggressive type of guys, but I mean, just look at the footage. It's absolutely disturbing, and I don't know why YouTube allows this kind of content. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's absolute hate speech. So let's take a look at it.
Really? It says a lot about you, nothing about me.
It says how brainwashed you are. Cool.
But probably this guy is one of the best reactions to the whole scene. I mean, it just tells SV3RIGE, it tells more about you than it tells about me. And it's actually true. I mean, SV3RIGE and these other carnivore retards take their time out to go to a vegan festival and just insult and talk badly about every single person that is there. I mean, how low can you go with your existence? It just shows you how parasitic these life forms of carnivores are. Like, obviously not all carnivores are bad, like psychologically f***ed up as these guys here, but it just shows you like that these morons that you see in this video are just absolute full-blown parasites. I mean, it hurts my brain to watch this. It really hurts my brain, and the only reason I'm reviewing this is for you guys, because man, I get triggered just looking at the first few scenes of this absolute disaster of a video.
I probably would die next week if I didn't see this. Wow. 33 years a vegan and I didn't know I was going to die.
Every people have different problems.
That was one of the sickest people I've ever seen.
So the other guy comes up to SV3RIGE like he's a bald guy, he's an older guy, probably in his 40s, 50s, probably 50s, and the guy claims afterwards, have you seen, like it's in German, have you seen how pale this guy is? So why is pale an indicator of a person's health? I mean, pale, like being pale just shows you that you're not in the sun all the time. Have you ever seen a doctor? Have you ever seen like a dermatologist who is proficient in like the medical literature be like extremely tanned? I mean, a tan is not a freaking indicator of a person's health. It's absolutely ridiculous. And SV3RIGE just blatantly tells this guy in the face, do you know how sick you look? I mean, absolute tools. There's no other word for that. I'm speechless watching this. This video makes me freaking speechless. This video freaking makes me hate the human species, or like not the human species in entirety, but the carnivore species. And I've actually met a carnivore down in Indonesia some time ago who actually seemed like a pretty cool guy, but these guys in this video are just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it hurts my brain.
Ich bin jetzt 52 und es ist eine mentale Attitude.
Das kann man sehen, weil du bist überhaupt nicht gewachsen bist wie jetzt Zwerg.
Nee, das ist in die Genetik von meiner Mutter. Meine Mutter ist kleiner.
Das ist nicht genetisch. Du bist seit 15 Vegetarier.
I mean, just look at this guy. This guy comes up to him, talks with SV3RIGE, and is actually quite, seems to be quite open-minded, not like as aggressive as some other might do it in this situation. But like this guy has a discussion with SV3RIGE, and then SV3RIGE insults him of being like short. I mean, if you know anything, if you know freaking anything about the medical literature, if you have read a book about medicine in your life, you know the big correlation between your height and your fucking genome. And SV3RIGE keeps on calling him a dwarf in this video. I mean, why does YouTube keep allowing this video online?
Veganism.
I mean, why does YouTube not take this video down? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's hate speech, it's insulting of random people on the street.
Veganism!
Veganism! F***ing minority people.
It's insulting people that have a different belief than you. I mean, I'm lost for words.
You probably have a
You look like you have a small so you cannot even vegan.
You look like you have a big
I have a big I have a bigger than you, obviously.
So this is the point in time when this whole video turns from sad, extremely depressing, into some sort of comedy. I mean, this girl insults this guy of not having a or like a very small, and he insults her of having a very big. I mean, this is the world we've come to. This is the world we've come to. Idiocracy in a nutshell. Awesome world to live in.
Also ich glaube, dass die Supplements oder gar nichts bringen.
Okay.
Also die werden vielleicht in deinem Blut sein, aber dein Körper wird den Lauf.
Okay, so this discussion is in German now, and it's essentially this guy in the white shirt explaining that supplements do not work because your body cannot absorb the nutrients in that. Now, first of all, this is not true. There are plenty of studies showing that your body indeed does absorb supplements like vitamin D, like vitamin B12, omega-3, DHA, EPA, but I honestly don't care because these guys, in my opinion, it's better if you don't supplement vitamin D, for example, and then sooner or later get skin cancer because I don't give a f about you. Now, the fun thing here is that this guy actually in the white shirt, if you look at him, like, he's a carnivore, but if you would see him, like if he would be a vegan arguing with the carnivore crowd, he would look malnourished because he's not that muscular. He is not extremely tall as the other carnivore guy, so he obviously must be a malnourished vegan. It just shows you how the rationalization of like the carnivore crowd is absolutely bad. I mean, they base like the entire worth of a human being entirely on their appearance, and if their belief doesn't align with their idiotic belief, with their idiotic thinking, then they just insult that person into oblivion. I mean, I don't know why I reviewed this video. And please don't go over to SV3RIGE and watch that video because I don't want to give this guy any more clicks.
The other studies that I saw, for example, like Switzerland, Schubach and colleagues, they were like a very small number of persons actually who were underneath the RDA for vitamin A, even though they only eat beta-carotene. But just in case, there are some people who cannot convert beta-carotene to vitamin A.
Here we see a vegan in its natural habitat, intellectual, agreeable, appreciating the other person's opinion. And it's sad to see the difference between those parts. I mean, this guy is obviously educated. I mean, he even notes the names of the researchers of the study, which is very noteworthy.
Schubach and colleagues.
And it just shows the difference between SV3RIGE citing some random study before that scene, and then this guy comes in completely overruling SV3RIGE's claim with the latest data when it comes to micronutrient intake. So shout out to this guy. Awesome guy.
Study and you're experimenting with something made in a laboratory. Again, it shows that you don't care about human health.
I do.
Because you're just experimenting. We don't even know.
Quite intellectual quote from SV3RIGE. The people experimenting in the laboratory don't care about human health. Whoa, cool SV3RIGE, awesome. I mean, tell this to Alexander Fleming, who invented penicillin, and probably since then has saved a couple million to even a billion of lives. It's just sad. I mean, and tons of people are watching this video. Man, this video has 15,000 clicks. I mean, I don't really care that I have like 8,000 or close to 9,000 subscribers, but when I take a look at SV3RIGE's subscriber count, which is close to 75,000, I mean, it just makes me lose faith in humanity.
You basically just admitted that you don't care about human health.
Oh no, I do. That's why
Well, you have no proof right now that there's any way for vegans to get vitamin A if they can convert it.
Oh, good. There are vitamin A supplements that are vegan.
But right now you have no proof that they work. You just admitted it.
No,
It's on camera.
Yeah, you just admitted that you don't care about human health on camera. Yeah, sure. Sure, absolutely. I mean, this scene just shows you that you should never argue with an idiot, because an idiot will draw you down to their level and then beat you with tons of experience.
There's no such thing.
What?
There's no such study, no experiments about those vitamin A supplements.
So have you seen that one mini clip of this guy if we go back?
Why?
I mean, it's that one micro expression of disbelief when you just realizes that he argues with a complete idiot, and that this whole like 10-minute discussion was a complete waste of his precious time and of his precious brain resources. I mean, this guy just realized that in this point in time that he doesn't get a single ad revenue, that he doesn't get any benefit from just wasting 10 minutes of his life with this guy. I mean, there's a difference of making a video and talking badly about carnivores because they're freaking idiots. But if you spend 10 times arguing with a person and then just suddenly realize that it isn't worth your time, man, I just feel for this guy that is actually quite intellectual and quite intelligent and knows what he's talking about. So
7-8 kilograms of muscle like in 6 months.
I just see fat. No joke.
Where do you get my fat from if I don't eat animals?
Well, you convert glycogen to liver and fat. That's how vegans get diabetes.
So this guy hasn't lost his hope on SV3RIGE, and then he shows his friend, who just built like 5 to 6, like more than 5 kilograms on 6 months of weightlifting, which is an impressive feat. And the only thing SV3RIGE says to that, it's not muscle, it's fat. I mean, it should be that moment when you should realize that you're talking with a brick wall.
So he's not muscular, he's just fat? Yeah. Okay. Fun, alright.
I mean, I probably would have realized that moment if I would see like a guy with a poster called "Veganism is Malnutrition." I probably wouldn't even go up to him, and if I would go up to him, it would probably be like with a Superman punch or a freaking drop kick. But I mean, I would never spend 10 minutes of my life, or even more. It's turning up to probably 15 minutes arguing with a brick wall. It's ridiculous.
And how
can make up vitamin
How can
A.
you say that you like study? Just film that. He said he studies nutrition and
So what we see here is a special occasion of the Dunning-Kruger effect, which means some people reach that point when they're so freaking stupid that they don't know they're stupid anymore. It's hard to watch, but it's just like, I mean, take a look at that moment when SV3RIGE thinks that he's a smart guy, and he just beat the guy in an argument that just like goes from study to study to study, trying to put some sense in SV3RIGE's brain, and then SV3RIGE thinks that he's the smart guy.
And how
can make up vitamin A.
How can you say that you like study? Just film that.
How stupid do you have to be?
Saying when you look at the structure of the molecule.
What's the structure?
Well,
can you describe it?
Yeah, there's so many.
There's a central atom of cobalt, and there is a side group which can either be a methyl group or a cyanide, whatever. So we know the structure, and we know that there are supplements that have exactly the same structure.
Yeah, just there's no proof of it. You can say if you have studied it, it's fine, but there's no actual released proof.
Oh, there is quite a lot.
And of
We've reached a point where this is now turning into full comedy, and SV3RIGE tells the guy there's like the structure of the molecule is completely different of a supplement and of the component that you see like in animal foods. But then like when the guy asks SV3RIGE to describe the structure of the actual molecule, SV3RIGE like just quietly claims that there's so many components.
Can you describe it?
Yeah, there's so many.
There's a central
And then the guy goes on and explains the exact structure of the molecule. There's just like, in this scene, there's such a huge disbalance of like, of intelligence and like intelligence of this guy with the glasses is on this level, and intelligence of SV3RIGE and the other carnivores is probably on this level. No, sorry, it's probably like on the ground here. So like this, and I have to make sure that I span the entire camera footage, like the entire camera screen, to make sure that I get my point across. So yeah, I mean, I hope you get the point.
I know that we can say, well, we don't trust anybody, but I mean, to a point, we've got to go, okay, well, a nutritionist probably knows more than I do.
Why would you rely your health on someone else's
Or someone who's
opinion?
gone through a big course to learn how to...
Still, it is an opinion.
I just love the point what this guy's bringing up here. He talks about like, on some point in time, you have to trust that like certain people know more than us. And I'm not the guy that knows everything, and I accept that. I mean, you need to there needs to have, like Isaac Newton had a quote that if for me to have seen further than others, it's because I've stood on the shoulders of giants. And it just like this whole like argument of those two partners right here, so the girlfriend of Sverige and this other vegan guy, just shows like the egocentric and the narcissistic view of carnivores, thinking that they know more than people that studied this shit and that went to China, did an extensive China study like on the over 10,000 people for over 20 years, and then there's this random like there's this random carnivore guy with psychopathic tendencies coming up and telling like the audience that they know more about nutrition. It's mind-boggling.
Your biggest fallacy.
What's my biggest fallacy?
That you believe that anybody can be sick whatever they eat, but if you eat raw meat, at least since birth you can't be sick, you can't have any illness at all. You believe that vegans get sick and it's just random basically, but you can't get sick if you eat only meat.
You can't eat sick if you eat only meat?
Yeah, it's impossible.
Literally what? What the f did I just watch? I mean, then these guys claim that like vegans are brainwashed. And then, I mean, this... the father of brainwashing, Sverige, is claiming right now that people that eat raw meat will never get sick. It's impossible to get sick on this diet.
The domestic chicken is a relative of the red jungle fowl.
It's also natural.
No, because the chicken was a relative of the red jungle fowl. That is the original chicken. The domestic chicken in its form today is completely unnatural.
Sex is natural.
So I found the blueprint of arguing with Sverige, which starts with Sverige saying animals though. Then the other guy, usually way more intelligent than Sverige, presents him with some scientific proof. So there's scientific proof here, and then Sverige goes back with two classic responses, which is nature though, and the other option is there is no proof. That's the classic blueprint of arguing with Sverige, or aka arguing with an idiot.
I mean, that's a bit of a low blow to get in there, isn't it? I mean, so come on.
Alright, man.
That's the end of the painful video of Sverige on the Vegan Summer Festival 2019. Okay, again, absolutely ridiculous. It started out really insulting, and me wondering if YouTube didn't do its job properly. But then I realized it's just a classic carnivore comedy that you see on YouTube all the time. So hey, I mean, nothing to worry about, just some idiots doing what idiots do. So yeah, cool. So if you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and if you want to get into your best shape on a vegan diet, go to qualitygains.com. You can start a free 7-day trial. See you next time.